It's a film with three brains. 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 It's a film with three brains.
Oh my god, you guys are freaks.
Suddenly, his wife and child were dead. The feud was about to begin.
Hound this Wales to kingdom come.
Because of what you did here today, I've got to kill that man.
Well, he'll have to run for it now. And hell is where he's headed.
Clint Eastwood is the outlaw Josie Wales.
Well, not a hard man to track. Leaves dead men wherever he goes.
Get out of the way, woman!
Whenever I get to liking someone, they ain't around long.
I notice when you get to disliking someone, they ain't around for long either.
Well, the one that everyone's so scared of, Al. Yeah.
We got the Josie Wales, Abe. We got reward money coming.
You're wanted, Wales.
You a bounty hunter?
Man, he's got to do something for a living these days.
Dying ain't much of a living, boy.
He was out for revenge, and they were out for his blood. And when you're an outlaw, there's no turning back.
You're all alone now, Wales.
Not quite alone.
He lives by the gun. He lives by his word. And he lives for revenge. He's an army of one. Clint Eastwood is the outlaw Josie Wales.
Welcome to the Film with Three Brains. Sam in San Francisco.
And I am Sean in Chicago.
And this is Cohen in Maplewood, New Jersey.
Was that like a bullet? Like,
yeah,
it was almost lasery. All right, we are reviewing gunslinging movie Outlaw Josie Wales from 1976, Clint Eastwood classic, which kind of makes me wonder if Clint Eastwood's just been remaking this movie in different versions his entire career to much success.
At least most of his westerns, yeah.
Yeah.
Until Unforgiven.
And then what?
Well, the Unforgiven was sort of the commentary on his entire western career up until that point.
Which is on my list, and I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater. So I barely remember anything.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch it again.
I'm glad you picked this first, so we can have some perspective on The Unforgiven.
I was glad too, because I had never seen this.
Yeah.
And I knew I know no matter what, I like The Unforgiven. Mainly because it inspired that awesome Metallica song.
Yeah.
Did you know you hadn't seen it? Because I didn't realize that I had not seen it. I've seen like Pale Rider, High Plains Drifter. I've seen a bunch of them, but somehow I missed this one. I've seen all of the spaghetti western movies, but not this one.
I've seen it before.
This is kind of a big one for him, right?
Well, this was a big hit.
I mean, he directed it.
Eventually.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it. I had no idea. Because as that was happening, I was kind of actually surprised. I was like, oh, this is kind of gutsy. He's a rebel hunting down Union soldiers. Yeah. So that real brief synopsis for people who don't know what a Clint Eastwood Western is. Haven't seen any of them. Clint Eastwood is a rebel soldier. So it's
Is he a
just
farmer
after.
first? Sorry to interrupt. Is he a farmer
Yeah.
right away? Okay.
Well, it seemed like it. He
Maybe
has a
for 2
farm.
seconds,
He has a
yeah.
house.
He's got a plow.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I think the implication is that he was a soldier in the Civil War first, for a while or something, and then he was a farmer.
Yeah, like the war is over, but not quite over.
Yeah, not quite. Like word doesn't seem to have gotten everywhere.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so a bunch of turds from the north come and burn his house down. They don't really show killing his wife. They take her, right?
They drag her out of the house, but you don't really see what happens to her.
Yeah.
You see him burying someone later. They don't. I mean, we see the arm. It looks like a child's arm.
Yeah, it's the kid's arm. So
right.
The kid's in the house, and he goes to try to save him, and he gets knocked out, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. That your hero gets knocked out of commission but doesn't die to set up the story. It sets up a nice revenge story. Anyway, so he ends up riding with a bunch of guys, kind of looking to get back in a very slow way. And then it turns out that the guys he's riding with just decide, that it's over, and they give up, and he refuses to turn in his gun and pledge pledge to the United States of America, essentially. And so he's sitting back, and all his other cronies do the pledge and get gunned down, just get massacred. And so that he's the only one left. He sees him, and he starts off this. He both wants to get in revenge, and at the same time they're hunting him down. $5,000 bounty on his head, and so it's kind of a escape/revenge story. I think that's good enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, in the words of Admiral Akbar, it's a trap.
Right.
He wasn't going along with this whole, Union crap, because it was totally bullshit.
Yeah.
So he had another reason to be mad. Well, yeah, and it was also Red Legs. That guy was the guy that killed his family, right? I mean,
it was a whole group. The whole sub militia, whatever, all wore those red things. Sort of like the what do you call it?
They're like the Kansas Jayhawkers or something.
Yeah, it's like in Tombstone, with all the dipshits have the red
cowboys.
The red sash or whatever the hell they called it. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that he was with the army at all, because I was looking at the book and the plot in the book. It seems the same as far as he's a farmer, and then he joins up with. The only reason he joins with the Confederate guerrillas is because the Union buttholes killed his family. So he was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going with you. But I don't think he was part of the war.
I guess what I would wonder then is, why is he so formidable if he's been a farmer his whole life?
And where does the reputation? Why does everyone know?
Right, everyone. Yeah, even before, like, they don't really say how much time has passed, but it certainly doesn't seem like much.
Right.
From when his family's killed till he hooks up with Fletch and those people, and then they all get killed, and then we don't really know how much time has passed. But yeah, it doesn't. The implication is that it's not really that much time at all. So yeah, that's why I thought maybe he was a soldier before. Sort of like Unforgiven, where when we pick up Unforgiven, he's a farmer with a family, and we don't know what his past is yet. And that's what I kind of thought this was similar.
This one, I think, gave, I don't know, kind of hinted to me that, he picks up the gun after his family is killed, and he keeps shooting, and then he goes with the group. And my guess is that he was with the group for a while and established his reputation.
Yeah, that's true. Because when he's shooting, you're
group.
right. When he picks up that gun out of the ground, like it's buried, and he's shooting, and he's not hitting the target, but then he is hitting the target, and then you see a lot of, and then the target's all fucked up, like he shot it 1,000 times.
Yeah,
I guess maybe that's his training montage, I suppose.
Yeah, and then there's another montage right away of them just riding all over hell and gunning.
Oh yeah,
down.
that's kind of goofy.
Yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe he was just a farmer, and then.
But to your point is right, because like where's the reputation and where does this past come from? Like why how did he become such a gunslinger? Oh well.
Anger,
definitely.
I think that we'll talk about a bunch of other stuff, but the thing that really stuck out to me about this movie is that in 1975, when they're filming this, Clint Eastwood looks like he's like 50 years old. And in like 2015 or whatever movie they're making, he still looked like he's the same. Like it's like this guy has not aged in 50 years. Like it's just bizarre.
He still looks pretty good for whatever he is.
He's almost 100, isn't he? Is he like 95 or something?
He was born in 1930.
Holy God.
He's 95.
So
and for some reason, from the age 35 to 85, he didn't age.
He didn't look
he was
any
just
different.
the same. He was 35. People are like, "Oh, senior citizen discount? Let me get the door for you." It's like, I'm 35, you losers.
Yeah, well, there's some fuzzy math with the cast, because the Sandra Locke, the female lead, plays as a 20-something-year-old, and she's 32. And I thought it said Clint was like 41, but that's generous, because he can't be 41 in 1975. He'd be 45.
Right. Yeah.
So and a couple people refer to him as a young person, right? Like some people like young fella. Maybe it's just his
It might be just the Native American dude whose name I forgot.
Chief Dan George.
Dan George.
Loanwati. I liked him.
Yeah, he's great. Is that he and other stuff, the actor?
Yeah, he was in Little Big Man before that.
I've never seen that.
I have not seen it start to finish, definitely.
Huh.
But I think that's how he got cast in this.
Yeah, there was a interesting factoid about him. Like he had a hard time remembering the lines.
Right.
And Clint Eastwood would like mouth them, and then the director or whoever would be like, "Dude, like you're ruining the takes." He's like, "Sorry," and then eventually just told him to just talk, just like tell your story or tell a story about this or that. And the old guy was pretty good at it, so he just kind of improvised most of his lines.
Huh. That's where that's one of the things that made this story interesting, more than just a revenge story, is that he ends up teaming up, with this, lone Native American who, in some way, because they've both been screwed by essentially the winner of the war, they have a reason to band together. I thought it was a nice way to kind of have him tell the Native American story, give their side without it being heavy-handed, and have it just be really natural.
Yeah.
I think that was a real strength of this movie. I think, with the synopsis, I kind of cut it short in the sense of we don't, this.
It's pretty sprawling.
Yeah, it's a really long movie, and all of a sudden he's picking up people as he goes along, like he's building a team, or in some ways building it doesn't know it, but building a new family of sorts.
Yeah.
A man who had nothing ends up at the end of the movie with a whole house full of people who want him to just try to enjoy life. So it's kind of cool in that regard, but at the same time he can't help but avoid getting into these gunfights and avenging his past just because these guys are hunting him down. But I really like the way that they did it. I love that he's so tired he just falls asleep on the guy.
Yeah.
He needs him. So got rid of trusting him falling asleep.
Yeah. I think this movie is really good. It's just it's so long. And there's such long stretches between like key moments. I cut like 30 minutes out of this thing for sure.
Did you read?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Think about David Geffen.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that in a second, but it's just it just drags, like it drags throughout the whole movie. It drags. It's like I feel like they just needed to be ruthless and just cut away all the fat, and then you get like a more lean sort of. I mean, it's endlessly quotable. There's so many great quotes in this movie, and the gunfight scenes are all good, and like the more emotional scenes are great. His arc is good. It all makes sense. It's not quite as expected and obvious as you would think. Like usually westerns that take place around the Civil War, sort of pit the Confederacy as the bad guys, the Union as the good guys, that kind of thing. And it kind of flips that, and I like that a lot. And but man, it's so long. It's just too long. It's really hard to maintain like an enthusiastic interest in it when it just drags and it's like really good scene, and then you get this long where nothing much happens. You're like, man, just get rid of that shit. Just let's get on to the next great scene,
Yeah, I mean, it's 1976. Audiences were pretty tolerant to that.
Yeah,
in that time, but we're not we're not used to that anymore. We can't do that.
Right. So the thing about it, the 30 minutes cutting it, was that David Geffen was like what was he? He was like a studio executive or something, right? But lower level. And when they did a screening of the first cut or whatever, everyone else, the other studio dudes were just like, yeah, this is awesome. It's amazing. Right. And he's like, well, I'd cut out 30 minutes, and then I forgot what happened after that.
Well, Eastwood said, well, if you want to cut out 30 minutes, you can do it yourself. And Geffen's like, well, where are you going to be? And Eastwood said, I'll be across the street at Paramount cutting a new deal. And Geffen was never asked to critique any Eastwood movie again. And I can just see it. Like he's in character. I'll be across the street at Paramount cutting a deal.
Yeah. I think
what makes that strange brew. I'll be in the cafeteria selling smokes.
I think what makes that story even better is that David Geffen, I don't know if our listeners know who David Geffen is, but he went on to found DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg and Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah. After
among
David
other
Geffen
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was essentially the rise of the alternative music scene in the 1990s.
Yeah. So he's got an impressive resume now.
Yeah, he knows something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but and then that was the last time he ever tried to talk to Clint, right? I mean, or even to go into any of those.
Yeah, that was it.
So maybe I'm jumping.
I agree that the movie is long, but I will just advise this to the audience: at the part where you get bored halfway through and you're like, "This seems like it's dragging," just turn it off and come back the next day. That's what I did. I watched it over 2 days, and I never felt like it. I never felt like it dragged. Like, I mean, this is to me like, Lonesome Dove. It's a great book, and if you try to make one movie out of it, it's got to be a really long movie, And to me, I never read this book, but I imagine that this book is also a long book, and it's good. And so my guess is he tried to honor it as much he could. But I kind of liked all the different things that happened. Is that one of the things I like about this movie is that it breaks the mold of what we expect. Like this is not Young Guns, or it breaks the mold of what we expect a usual Western to be, because he gets involved in so many different things.
Yeah.
And he's never he's not out for justice after a while. He's at some point you can, instead of being like, okay, I'm going to just try to kill everyone. He's like, I'm just going to move on. But if anyone comes after me, then I'll kill him. Like you have this change, and it's subtle.
Yeah.
So it's you never feel like he's fully satisfied because he had that change. From a character standpoint and everything that happened, I think it'd be really hard to do that in a significantly shorter film, just because of what happens. And with the other, is she Navajo? The woman that they pick up along the way too.
I think she's supposed to be Navajo, right?
Yeah, she is.
So, then they pick up her, and then all of a sudden, the dog. He's like, "Well, you might as well come along too." You couldn't do all of that. Yeah, I know. There's more tobacco spit in this movie than any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that was from the book. Apparently, he was spitting on dogs and insects and things in the book. So
he gets the beetle. The
Scorpion.
dog gets it a couple times.
Yeah.
Poor dog.
I love the line where he's got that stupid snake oil salesman guy, and he's got his tonic, and he's like, "It's so great for this, that, and the other thing," and then he spits on him, and he goes, "How's it for stains?"
Genius.
It's great. I feel like this movie, as I'm watching it, I'm thinking of other movies that came after that feel inspired by it. Like you just mentioned Young Guns, and I was thinking of Young Guns 2, where like Pat Garrett is Billy the Kid's friend, kind of like the Fletcher character in Outlaw Josie Wales. Then he becomes the guy who's hunting Billy the Kid for reasons that have very little to do with their personal relationship. It's just like exterior factors have sort of swept them up, and they're forced to kind of go with it. And I kind of feel like
he was getting paid, but he don't think he had a choice, right?
Right. And I feel like and then he says that early on, right before they like decide they have to go get him. He's like, God, he's like, damn it, now I have to go kill here's this man that I used to ride with, and now I have to go kill him, and blah blah. So Young Guns 2 feels like it was inspired, and then Tombstone in particular, the Kurt Russell Tombstone, just some of the lines, like Clint Eastwood says, what does he say? He says something like, "Are you gonna pull your guns or stand there whistling discs? You gotta pull those pistols and whistle Dixie." Yeah, exactly right. And just little things like that. There's and the fact that it's the red boots, and in Tombstone it's the red sash, the cowboys with the red sashes, and he's hunting these people down who killed, his family. I feel like the Outlaw Josie Wales was very influential for a lot of Westerns that would come after, particularly in the more modern age of the 80s, or not modern now, but then, not the other ones that Clint Eastwood did, but the things that other people did in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it has like a modern feel to it somehow.
Yeah. And some of the quotes and some of the lines of dialogue are just so damn funny, when the guy says, you got to make a living somehow, and he's like, "Well, dying ain't much of a way of making a living," and things like that. And there was a quote I've always had in the back of my head. I forgot it was from this movie, where they say, we should bury them after they kill a bunch of dudes. He's like, "Leave them fellas where they are. Buzzards got to eat same as worms."
Yep.
Which is a quote I've always had in my head. Buzzards got to eat same as worms. I always thought it was really clever and funny, and then I forgot it was from this movie. I mean, I've seen it, but it's been a long time. I mean, I was probably in my 20s last time I saw this, I would imagine. So it was like it was kind of like when I was watching it, things were happening, and I was like, "Oh, I thought that was in Hang 'Em High," and it was this. And I was like, "Oh, I thought that was in like High Plains Drifter." Nope, that was this. I was like, "Wait, was that Pale Right?" Nope, it was Outlaw Josie Wales. I will say that of all those, the Westerns he made in the mid to late 70s and early 80s, I think Pale Rider is probably the most watchable, like the most entertaining in a more modern sense, like the pacing and everything, and it moves much more like a more contemporary Western interaction movie than this one does. I don't know if that's better or worse. Yeah. I don't know. It's just an observation. For some reason, I was thinking about that. And Pale Rider came a little later than all of the other. This was, what year was this? 75?
76.
76. I think Pale Rider came in the mid 80s. So it had a bit more modern sensibility.
I don't think I ever saw Pale Rider either.
Really? It's very entertaining, as I recall. It's been a long time.
All right. Well, we'll add it to the list.
That's more of a priest, right?
Pleaser,
he has the collar.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a small story. It's like one town and their little struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and not running all over hell.
Yeah.
One little county.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ambitious to like throw in all of these cultures and the gorillas and bounty hunters and different Native American tribes, and then these Kansas settlers, and have them all sort of like, you know, do something together, like have this all kind of go somewhere,
right?
But
In service
yeah, for
of
the
the
most
story,
part,
and not.
I guess what I'm saying is it shouldn't work, but it felt like Sam was saying, it's pretty organic the way that, you know, the exposition happens, and nothing seems too crazy. You know, they just sort of, everyone's kind of doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the Native American stuff is stereotypic, and even like the old lady who would be, you know, in some ways comic relief and all that, like she changes her tune, you know, when I get to the place, like I don't know, it always was just like slightly impressing me, you know, like, oh, it's not gonna, he didn't give in to any of the pitfalls that would have been so easy to do when making a Western.
Right.
Especially at a time when there were a fair amount of Westerns in the, you know, 50s and 60s. So this wasn't that away from it, you know. So to make something, another Western, and have it still be fresh, you know, I think that's, you know, this was nominated for an Academy Award. It had a budget of what, 3.7 million. It made over 32, I think. You know, it's a really successful movie.
Yes, sir.
So, Sandra Locke.
Yes.
What do you guys think of her? So, this is their first movie together, her and Clint Eastwood, and I don't think they ever actually got married, but they were together for a long time, and they made 6 movies together.
Yeah, she's listed as his partner.
Yeah,
for many years.
I think she's terrible. I don't know what it is about her. I've always disliked her as an actress. It just, she's just. I've seen her in a few other movies with Clint Eastwood,
it's like the Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah,
movies.
And she always seems exactly the same and not very convincing. I don't know what it is. There's something about her I just don't like. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if that's fair or not. So I'm curious what you guys think of her.
Well, her character is not very strong, for one thing. I mean, she's supposed to be, I don't know, agreeable, but I mean, well, by the end, she's shooting. You know, she's part of the gang. She's doing great, but
yeah,
before that, she's not. You know, she doesn't have a lot to say. And like we're sort of introduced to her in that town, and then the next big scene is like the rape scene, and it's like, oh well, I don't know. I'm not going to criticize her for doing a rape scene, you know.
But didn't they say something?
Fine.
Wasn't there a line like she's an awkward girl or something? Something. They said something about her personality. Yeah, that to me it was like, oh, that's her get out of jail free card for the whole movie. What did they say? Touched or something? They said some phrase that made it seem like she was going to be living with mom for a real long time. Yeah. And I'm blanking on it right now, but when I heard it, I was like, okay, so that's why she's just like a little bit weird, a little bit quiet, and you know, you get to not talk much and just look. And if you're odd, you know. So yeah,
I'm less interested. Sorry, were you done?
Oh no, I was just gonna say her black and white still. She almost looks like she could be a fembot. From her when she was, if you look at her photos from when she was like, you know, 25 years old.
Yeah,
all that, she's got that total late 60s haircut. You know, it's groovy, man.
Apparently, she's not naturally blonde. She's like brunette with some red hair or something. According to the trivia somewhere.
Well, that wrecks everything.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know if I'm interested in her performance as much as I am the behind the scenes stuff, because this whole Philip Kaufman thing. Kaufman? Yeah, Phil Kaufman,
Mm-hmm.
who was this screenwriter and original director, apparently had some minor love triangle with Clint and Sandra. Like they both asked her to dinner on the same night or some crap like that. Some silly Hollywood thing.
And this is while she already had I think, if I read this correctly, she was married.
Yes.
To a gay man, right?
Right.
Yes.
Who was just using her as
is she the beard or whatever you call it?
Yeah. And then she had a boyfriend already on the side or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were both sort of courting her, and then her and Clint got together.
Right. but I mean, it sounds like there was more than just the girl, and like Philip Kaufman's the director, and then you got this big star Clint, kind of not messing, but like, you know, he's calling a lot of shots, and I'm sure Cohen knows that I'm leading to the Eastwood rule, like the whole the Directors Guild had to step in and say, okay, no more of this stuff with movie. You can't be an actor or in the cast currently and then just become the director.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because I had never really thought about like that as a rule, or like that there were rules for that. But I guess it makes sense, especially the pre-production costs.
It's funny that there's another parallel to Tombstone in that the director, what's his name? I forgot his name. The Greek dude,
George,
Cosmatos or whatever.
Yeah,
was the director, ostensibly the director, but everyone says that Kurt Russell basically directed Tombstone,
right?
Because the other guy was a dipshit or whatever, and wasn't doing a good job, and no one respected him because he was a dingbat, and Kurt Russell just sort of assumed the reins, but he couldn't get credit for it, probably because of this very rule.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
And we just talked about Poltergeist, where, I mean, Spielberg was the de facto director, but because of this rule, he's not allowed. Well, that was also the studio. That was more like the planning process. But like, this is about settling disputes while you're shooting and on set. So the studio, I'm assuming, because the studio's like, we don't want this kind of nonsense happening while we're trying to shoot and stay on schedule and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's chaos, right? I mean, it seems crazy. But like the Philip Kaufman was trying to find a can, like a beer can or something, for some scene, and he went and tried to find. We drove off and tried to find one, and then Eastwood like told the DP like, okay, let's just shoot this scene because the light was fading and stuff, and they shot the scene, and Eastwood already took off, and then Kaufman came back. He's like, what the hell? They were done shooting. They were done for the day. So there's stuff like that happening, with some back and forth. And I think the vision was like grittier for like Clint, from what if I got that right, that he wanted it more, uncouth or something, like he wanted the grit in there.
Yeah.
I think he got it. I mean, right. I mean, I don't feel like they pulled any punches as far as the brutality, the deaths, the rape, the stuff like that. Or I mean, that's what I'm assuming they're talking about, rather than they wanted to smooth it out a little bit for certain audiences, and that was Kaufman more than Clint.
Yeah.
So that was one of the disagreements they were having.
Yeah. Just for our listeners, if you don't know Philip Kaufman, he's a writer-director who he directed The Right Stuff is a pretty big one. Henry and June, and Quills was also a big one, amongst other stuff. And he's written a fair number of screenplays as well.
Yeah, he's done fine. I mean,
yeah,
but it's just like it's a big cast. There's a lot going on. They had a lot of locations.
Yeah,
like the movie part of it, and I mean, man, I kept thinking about like the horses rolling down the hills and the dog, like the dog was the way he was treated in the movie, and like, or that scorpion even, like you just dwell on these little things that today would just be like, oh well, it's movie magic or CGI or something like that, but
yeah,
this is all practical effects that look like a real scorpion. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if that's good or bad. It's fascinating sometimes when you look at older movies and you're like, they couldn't do that now. There's no way. There's so much. I will say that he's a good horseman.
Sure.
Which is an important part of a Western.
Yeah.
So he got built up all these skills in the spaghetti Westerns. And then, what else are you going to do with him?
So
he's already got the hat.
I see that it was nominated for an Oscar for the score, right?
Yes.
I have no real memory of the music at all. Like I don't recall thinking about it once, whether it was good or bad or memorable. I mean, clearly not memorable for me, but I don't know.
Sometimes
did you guys notice it at all? Did you like it? Was it?
I thought for the most part it was decent. One of the things at the beginning there was a song that's like, okay, this sounds a little more dated, but then as it went on, it kind of just the feeling of it being dated kind of faded away. That's one of the risks of watching the movie. The further back we go, is that sometimes the sound doesn't work anymore. Like it's kind of like the early 80s synthesizer stuff that we run into that just now seems a little too much. But this one, I think, during the beginning, it had I think a lot of horns for the battle scenes, and then it just kind of calmed down.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sparse. There's, like some diegetic music with the fiddle playing. I mean, pretty bad fiddle playing, but and their singing is terrible. Like they're trying to sing that Rose of Alabama, and I'm like, whoa, what are you guys? You are drunk, huh? That was good whiskey. But no, I thought the score was pretty good. Not just because I saw that it got an award, but it was just not. Yeah, it wasn't too stringy. It wasn't too melodramatic. Along with every time you show a sunset or a vista, that seems to be the point when people are like, okay, let's have the orchestra come in and make a statement. And he was kind of doing the opposite of that for the most part. It was like, let's have it a little quieter. Let's, a little more clip clop and all that. And then I remember sort of some percussion and stuff, like at the final battle. Like they were trying to kind of build anticipation, and then the flashback of why he's mad in the first place. I thought that was pretty effective. It was I think it was just some percussion, and that's it. So less is more. I think overall was pretty strong. That's about all I have to say. I mean, the battle hymns and stuff are fine. I don't know. The fairy guy, like, saying I have to be equally, enthusiastic about the Whistling Dixie as the battle hymn of the Republic and stuff, and then he immediately does that. But that's one of my favorite parts of the movie is the Missouri boat ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like the setup, and he's coming, and then he's sleepy again, so he puts his hat down, and and just out of nowhere, I mean, he probably had that figured out, but it seemed like he just came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew he couldn't outrun him, so he had to think of what should I do in this moment? And he's a good shot, obviously. He can hit a rope and strand them. And then that was still when the kid, Jamie, or the boys with in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't decide, not knowing what was going to happen, whether he was going to be there forever or he was going to die immediately. But it was neither. It was kind of like he kind of made it for quite a while. They got he packed the wound and he was kind of looking out for him. But then when he steps away, I'm like, oh shoot, he's going to die right here, isn't he? And then he does. And you're like, okay, that's fine, because you knew that he wasn't going to last. You knew he was too pure-hearted or something, and he was looking at Mr. Josie as this god. He was like, Josie is just so great being out here. He kept saying stuff like that, and But I liked him as a character. I like, because he was from the original gang. He was he helped him out of that first firefight, right? I mean, he was part of that.
Yeah.
So that was the first friend he really made. Unless you have to count, what's his name? I don't think he counts anybody else. And that sort of helps you feel something other than just bewilderment. Like, you're like, oh, what is he? Oh, okay. Well, he's looking out for this kid. We want this kid to make it, or we want him to be nice to the kid, and he's not super nice. He yells at him and calls him a bunch of fun names, but he's good. He's interested in something other than revenge.
Yeah.
Because they don't really hit that revenge thing until the end, which I liked. I thought it was going to be like, this whole movie is going to be like Django Unchained or something, running around shooting everybody, but
yeah, not quite. That's how the setup was.
Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Stuff.
That's everything. No.
Is we I know we did A Perfect World. Is that the only other Clint Eastwood movie we've done?
I can't think of any other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any others either.
We've talked about a bunch, but no, I think this is it.
Well.
He hasn't made very many movies, so.
Yeah. I haven't seen the last, I think, because he, now he mostly just directs, but he directs, he had a really prolific spurt there for a while where he's made so many movies all right in a row. And I think I might have saw Gran Torino, maybe.
Yeah, saw that.
And I think he's made, I don't know, 7-8 movies since then or something.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen.
Oh, he did the American Sniper. Did you see that one?
He directed that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I never saw that either.
And he did Sully.
Didn't see that.
I didn't see Sully.
The Tom Hanks one.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see the Richard Jewell movie. I didn't see The Mule. Didn't see Sully, American Sniper. Didn't see Jersey Boys. Didn't see J. Edgar.
You saw $1 Billion Baby, surely.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little earlier.
Yeah, he was on that.
Yeah, so I saw $1 Million Baby, Flags of Our Fathers, and Letters from Iwo Jima.
Yeah, those two.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen any movies made since then. That was 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of these.
I did just see Juror Number 2. I think it was on HBO or something. It was like straight to. It was, who did it? I don't know. And it's got the lead. Who's this kid?
Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, he played
Nicholas Hoult. Yeah,
he plays what's his name? Lex Luthor in the new Superman.
I don't know why. Oh, man, I don't know. I guess all I'm saying is don't bother with Juror Number 2 because it kind of left me flat. I mean, it's got a good premise of kind of the moral ambiguity of being involved in a case and blah blah blah. But
yeah,
as far as courtroom dramas, it's not packing much of a punch for me. And that just came out last November. And The Mule, I have not heard a lot of good things about. What would you say Clint Eastwood's style is? I don't even know. I can't even put a finger on what he does as a director.
I don't know. I feel like to his credit, it's an interesting sort of mix. He tends to stick towards dramas for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in the last, 25, 30 years. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you take a movie, I don't know, like Bridges of Madison County. I mean, it's 1995, but whatever. And then you look at a movie like Space Cowboys, which is kind of crappy, but whatever. And then you look at Mystic River, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
$1 Million Baby, and then Flags of Our Fathers and Letters of Iwo Jima, which are World War II movies. And yeah, I don't know. I think he's pretty interesting. He does historical dramas and contemporary dramas, maybe mostly dramas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really peg his style, and I think that's a good thing. And I find it totally interesting that if you listen to actor interviews after his films come out, he has a reputation for just doing like one take of a shot. And Matt Damon actually told a really funny anecdote working on Invictus, I think, where it was early on in shooting, and he had heard that Clint Eastwood would, if he thought he got it in one take, that's it, one take and move on. And they had done a scene or a shot or whatever, and he was like, and Clint Eastwood was like, all right, let's move on. And Matt Damon was like, well, hey boss, you think maybe we could do another one? So, for whatever reason. And he just said to him, I guess we can do that if you want to waste everyone's time on the crew and cast. We could. And Matt Damon was like, okay, moving on it is.
What do you say?
Which is pretty funny.
That's good.
I think that he chooses, I'd say, really strong scripts, in the sense of that a number of these things are based on books. That he's kind of a minimalist in the sense, like he doesn't rely on special effects or anything. He relies on the actors being strong characters, and and a lot of it in a understated sort of way. That like there's like you can feel that there's a lot of thought going on. That people don't have to say everything or do everything. It's he gets people caught in situations where, I don't know, I don't want to say conundrum, but you can tell that they're thinking about their next move. Like it doesn't, like he goes slow enough for the audience to wonder. So I don't know. It's because his the subject matter has been so variable. It's hard to really say, because he doesn't imprint his, like, as much as everyone loves some of the Tarantino movies, you can't, like, every movie is going to end up being a Tarantino movie. Like he is going to impart that onto who's ever.
I mean, there's no
acting
mistaking it. It's like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, right. Same with Wes Anderson.
There's no like, oh, who directed that?
Right. Because of the lines, because of the way the lines are said, what the lines actually are. Like you can't
the production design and all that shit.
Yeah, the design. You can't help but these, the very stylistic, which is fine for a lot of people. Even I love highly stylized things that are unique, but at the same time, he doesn't have any of that.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna say what's his style is like kind of go slow and let the actors think about who they are.
Yeah.
So I find it kind of refreshing. Like it's like he's not trying to sell you anything with people being super unreal. His characters just seem like normal people. Like you don't need like a histrionic or super extroverted or absolutely crazy person to make the film move forward.
Right.
That's a great summary, by the way. I didn't think anyone was going to come up with an answer, but that was perfect. Like what is it about Clint? Like,
yes.
Yeah, that's it. Like
he doesn't deal in quirk.
Yeah. And as large of a presence as he is as an actor and as a human being, I think as a director he pulls it back or something. He must.
Sure. Yeah.
He must. So otherwise he wouldn't have these results.
I don't know. Like I love Tim Burton, and it's just the quirkiest stuff out there.
Yeah.
And this is like the opposite in the spectrum, and it still works to create great movies. So it's.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sure there's probably classes on this in film schools about that difference.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think what's the movie about the guy who did Batman? One of his early movies about the guy who's the prisoner of war. Machinist. Oh wait, no, that's the same actor.
That's Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is a prisoner of war in.
Oh, you talking about the Werner Herzog thing?
No, he's behind enemy lines, like Rescue Dawn or something.
Yeah, Rescue Dawn. It's Werner Herzog.
Oh, Werner Herzog
made the documentary called "Little Dieter Needs to Fly," and then he made a narrative version of it with Christian Bale. Yeah,
that seems like it could be like along the lines of a Clint Eastwood movie. You know, if I remember right, he's mostly sitting there and starving himself for half the movie.
Yeah,
has that feel.
I love watching Christian Bale starve. It's so fun. Look how skinny he is. How does he do it? It is like that's what all I remember about from the Machinist. I'm like, he is painfully skinny.
Yes,
and I'm worried about him.
Creepy. Yeah,
yeah.
No, one of the things I thought of was when you were talking about Clint was like, yeah, he didn't embellish like the violence of like. There's tons of violence in this movie, but it's not embellished, but like make it super unbelievable. Like he can do this. I mean, except for that one crazy shot he did in the river, most of the stuff he's doing is pretty straightforward. Like just being really quick with his guns, or outthinking somebody, or or getting help, or stuff like that. Normal stuff. He's not a Superman kind of person, even though he's very well known. He's notorious and all that, but
well, that's too. One of the things that stood out, and obviously the times have changed, because now they'd be doing ricochet shots and leaping, going underneath the horse and everything else. But that's part of what made it work, because we saw this guy's a farmer. He's not a superhero.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. If they did that stuff, it would destroy the movie.
Yeah.
And they do it unnecessarily now in things like every person, all of a sudden every person's Jackie Chan, like
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
So
what are we doing next?
Oh, we're done? Okay. That's quick.
Unless you got something else.
No, I'm just rehashing same kind of stuff. We haven't done. Cohen's nitpick was that it drags in certain places, and I don't know. I think mine was. I thought I had one, but who knows? Sam, did you have one, or do you care to?
I know. Like I said, I watched it over 2 days, so I don't have that one nitpick.
That wasn't your.
To me, I always enjoy it, because once I got into it, I was like, where is this going? And especially, like I said, once he started picking up people, I'm like, what are they going to do with all these people? He keeps picking up people.
Yeah,
and it's a posse, but it's not a posse like a Young Guns posse. It's or Ocean's 11 posse. It's like you got an old lady, a half mute girl, this lone Navajo who you can't even understand. And I love the jokes about that too.
Yeah. I feel like I handled it pretty well too. Like he handled it, dealing with all these sort of disparate characters coming together. He handled it well. And it reminds me of the opposite, which is Indiana Jones and the crystal. Which one? The skull?
Crystal Skull.
Yeah, that one. Like there's all these fucking characters. And there's old people, and there's Marion, there's the son, there's the professor, there's his partner. Like there's all these people. And it's all of a sudden like they're all handcuffed together for an hour and a half. They all do everything together, and it doesn't fucking work. It's like, what is this? What are they doing? Why are they? And like this doesn't make that mistake. It has them, but then it's like it stashes them in a place that makes sense.
Right,
and it adheres to the story in an organic way and lets him continue on to do his thing, or not, or then come back, whatever. It makes sense, and it works.
Yeah. Actually, so this sounds like a nitpick, but it's going to be a compliment, because in the beginning I was like, oh, we're going to keep doing this "Are you Josie Wales? Does anyone know who I am?" thing. But I started getting on board with that, because then there was some interest, like the gun fight with the soldiers. It was like, it's Josie Wales, the snake oil guy IDs them, and then they're like, and then we wait, and then they like talk about how'd you know who to shoot first and all that stuff, and
yeah,
yeah, and then by the end, like then the sort of culmination when they say, "Oh, this is Mr. Wilson," it was like, you've really, really developed that concept well. That am I not? What does he look like? Who knows me? And then even the Fletcher guy that lets him go. That was my favorite part of that scene. Was like, okay, here's the marshals. We gotta sign the documents and get paid and go home. And all he's doing is just sitting there watching him. Like, I know who you are, and we all know they know each other. We all know that tension because we know who these people are. What are they gonna do? What happens next? And then he kind of, sort of, said, because even saying I'm going to Mexico, he's still like, and what are you gonna do then? And he's like, I'm gonna. Yeah, what does he say? I don't know. He kind of makes it clear that we're done here. But that tension was carried throughout the whole sort of epilogue part there, which I liked.
Yeah.
No. All right, I feel better now. Like I'm
great.
Yeah. That's all that matters, right? Thank you.
All right. So what are we doing next?
Who are you asking?
Oh, it's my pick. All right.
We're going back to the 80s because you can't help yourself.
Yep.
All right. 87?
No, 86.
Ooh.
I feel like this movie has been a long time coming. Like I should have picked it before now. And within the context of this podcast, this is probably the most Coen pick I'll ever pick.
Sam, you want to say it or should I?
Well, we've already done.
Which Coen type of movie? Like when you picture Coen watching,
all I'm thinking is Big Trouble in Little China. It's like the number one Coen movie.
No, but we did that.
No, I know. So now I'm like, what's the number 2 Coen movie? That's what you're saying it is? It's the number 2 Coen movie.
I would say that this is even more of a Coen pick than even Big Trouble in Little China.
Well, we already did UHF.
Because Big Trouble in Little China is a masterpiece. Objectively.
Are you telling me Goonies is not a masterpiece?
It is a masterpiece. I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay.
Right.
But Sean, do you have a guess?
It's Goonies.
No, it's not the Goonies.
Oh,
no.
It's not 86?
Take into account that I tend to lean towards more schlocky 80s movies.
Okay.
And the Goonies
I
is
remember
not
you
schlocky.
talking about Goonies when we were growing up.
Oh, sure. I mean, the Goonies is at the top of my list. It always will be until one of us picks it.
Okay.
I mean, that's like top 5 of the 80s.
Yeah. Gosh, 86 is such a year, too.
All right. The director is also the director of Hooper, which we've done.
Oh, Burt Reynolds, but he didn't direct it. Who was that director?
It was Hal Needham. Who also directed Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Run. This is very different from any of those.
Oh, then we should know because we talked about.
Wait, you're saying schlocky?
Yeah.
Because we did Aliens, we did Ferris Bueller. We haven't done Top Gun, but you're not going to pick that.
No.
Something or other. Hell
we
comes
did
to
Stand by Me.
Frogtown.
No. It's not that schlocky.
Okay. What else?
It is a single word title.
Schlocky.
Now I'm feeling bad.
We've already done.
We're not getting this.
The Fly, right? We already did Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
What else is it?
It's on par with Howard the Duck.
Oh boy, I'm not going to.
But it's not sci-fi though.
It's horror, isn't it?
Not horror.
It's not horror, so it's not House.
The genre is a bit nebulous, I suppose.
Oh wait,
it's a drama / comedy / sports.
Oh no, I was going like One Crazy Summer, something like that. Whoa,
it's driving me crazy that I can't remember. The Hal Needham is really throwing me off. I can't.
Well, that's not helpful. So, it's tough to give any more clues without totally giving away.
It's got a bunch of stuff. Oh, Bloodsport.
No, that's a good guess.
Wait,
it's not an action movie though.
It's not an action movie, and that doesn't have
more sports than anything, I guess, and like a very 80s sports kind of thing.
So like Rad?
Paul Newman.
Yes, it's a Rad.
It's rad. Of course it's rad. We were going all over the place.
I know.
I knew Hal Needham did that, didn't I? I didn't. I don't know. We definitely talked about that.
I can't believe it
freaking
took me this.
rad.
I can't believe it took me this long to pick Rad, but now we're
Yeah,
going with Rad.
Rad-
Got to do it.
Red would have not been on my list
See,
without
Sam
those
and I
very
over-rotated.
80s sports. Yeah.
No shit.
Of course, rad. That is a Cohen pick.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is like the most he pick. So yeah, Rad, 1986, good year. Also, the year's Big Trouble in Little China came out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you got a number of picks in that year.
yeah, it's a good year. Good.
Yeah, I appreciate we touch on the 70s now and again because, they're there.
There. It's a good
I'm
year.
not
A good
seeing-
decade for movies.
I'm not seeing anywhere free to watch it.
No?
Amazon $3.59.
I mean, I have a Blu-ray of it, but that doesn't help you guys.
Hal Needham. Yeah.
Really? It's not available anywhere?
I mean, it's available to rent. You just can't get it free.
Did you guys have to rent Outlaw Josie Wales? I did.
No.
No?
I
No.
probably could have not, but I just did it. for
Oh,
convenience.
actually, Rad is available on Canopy. Do you know what Canopy is?
Yeah.
It's it links to your local library, basically. So if your library system is part of Canopy, which mine is, you can watch it there. You can basically borrow it.
Good to know.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, on that fine note, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Time to head on down the trail.
Into the
Kick the
sunset,
spurs into
as
the
it were.
I
sunset.
reckon so.
I reckon so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says I reckon so a lot. And that doesn't
Yeah.
even get old. Like at the end, I was like, I reckon so. He had to say I reckon so. He had to.
Well, there's either that or war. What's it good for?
Indeed.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
See you later.
Next time we get Rad.
It'll be great. Trust me.
Bye.
It's FM with 3 brains.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Are you going to Mars?